Hey everyone, I'd first like to say that Grok is awesome, and is currently my chatbot of choice. And I'm someone that actually pays for ChatGPT. That being said, this is a pretty glaring problem that I came across, so let's dive into it. Let's take a look at how things actually do work, and quite well. I have 6 different images that I'll be uploading. A couple of them I'll ask for more specific information, and then after these images, we'll take a look at what does not work. Here's the first image. Let's see how it does. It has a setting correct with the calm lake, dense forest of evergreens, even trying to get specific on them being pine or fir, and then hills in the background. Does a great job of lighting where the sun is and mentioning the colors along with the reflections in the water. It gets more specific about the canoe being in the foreground, even letting us know that it's devoid of paddles or people or anything else. And then a few additional details about the rocky shoreline with a few deciduous trees or shrubs with yellow foliage, bringing it to the assumption that it's late summer or early autumn. I'd say it was spot on for this one. The next image, it also does a great job on. It also messes up a little bit when it tries to read the sign and gets a couple of the letters wrong, thinking it's emerald instead of Esmeralda. On a side note, this was one of the few buildings in Chimney Rock, North Carolina, that wasn't demolished by Hurricane Helene and the subsequent flooding. Although there was damage, this is a picture from before the hurricane. Either way, Grok did a good job here. Next image, a cute redhead cowgirl on a horse on a trail. Though everything is correct that Grok said here, I'm a bit disappointed that it just said a person instead of correctly saying it's a girl or woman. Please feel free to comment on that one. On to number 4. I wanted to try and trick Grok a bit using this famous image of Brazilian surfer Gabriel Medina from the 2024 Summer Olympics in Tahiti. Grok did decently here. Person in midair, correct, but not performing a dynamic jump. I'm surprised it went as far as to call it a rash guard, so that's good. But then after saying it had one hand raised triumphantly, it said the other hand was holding a control bar or rope, which doesn't exist. It made some guesses as far as how or why Gabriel is in that position, either propelled by wind or a boat, but we know those are both wrong. But without knowing the story behind the image, that's kind of understandable. Image 5, I'm sure most people have seen this, and I'm sure some won't like it, but whatever, it works for this demonstration. As far as identifying the people, it got Trump, but it failed at RFK Jr. And then, just basic information, it failed by saying that Trump is the former president when he's the current president as of this video's creation, but this doesn't really have an effect on the image analysis. Other than the incorrect identification of RFK Jr., this one was spot on. In the last image, I'm using a meme for this one, and I want Grok to explain what the meme is trying to convey to the viewer. This analysis is absolutely perfect, nailing what each quadrant is as far as the movie, the character, and the actor. Well, except for the one that is the destroyer of Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy. And Grok understood the whole point of the meme. With all 6 of these working, for the most part, perfectly in their analysis, let's take a look at what is not working at all. I'm going to first go to the free image hosting website, postimage.cc, and upload a few images. But I already uploaded all the images ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to bore you with all of that. So taking the same image of surfer Gabriel Medina and using the direct link from PostImage, I'm going to show that link to Grok and have it analyze it. Let's see what we get. It says the subject is a person dressed in a striking costume, appearing to be a performer or dancer. Nope. Then it describes more of the supposed costume, bringing it further and further away from the truth. And what else? There's definitely not a vivid sunset or sunrise, no colorful sky at all. Yeah, reading through the entirety of this analysis, and there isn't a single thing that is correct, as if it was just completely made up. Okay, let's try another hosted in the same way. We're going back to the cutie on a horse. And Grok thinks it's a person holding a steaming mug with coffee, tea, or hot chocolate. Says the face isn't in the frame. And I'm going to stop there as, again, just completely wrong and made up. And last one that I'm hosting on this site, we're back to RFK Jr. and Trump. This time, it's a person engaged in a high energy activity, maybe skateboarding or whatever, wearing casual streetwear, including a hoodie and sneakers. No, complete fail and total fabrication. Maybe it's the hosting site. Let's try a different one. Now using freeimage.host. Here's the Esmeralda once again. Dramatic coastal landscape with rugged cliffs plunging into the ocean. Nope. Next. Meme time. Once again, and no. It's not a scene that takes place indoors for a celebration or some holiday or festive gathering. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it's kind of entertaining, and I'm almost interested in using these as image prompts for Midjourney or something, just to see what I get. And what do we have left? Ah, right. Canoe in a lake at sunset or sunrise. Nope, apparently I'm wrong. Grok is telling me it's a young woman, maybe a sorceress, elf, or princess, with long flowing hair, dressed in a detailed fantasy-style outfit, and is holding a glowing staff. I'm not sure why I thought it was a canoe in a lake at sunset or sunrise. Thanks for putting me straight, Grok. Okay, but seriously, these are all just completely wrong and completely fabricated. But again, maybe it just doesn't like these image hosting sites. So let's see what happens when I get an image from Reddit. Here we have an image of the great Mike Trout at bat. And what does Grok tell us about the image? This is where it gets kind of weird. It tells us that instead of the single player at bat, that there's a group of baseball players during a game or practice session. And then it describes the uniforms, but those are completely wrong too. It also mentions that it's an action shot where there is a batter actually mid-swing with others running or fielding in the background. And then, in the setting, we're given the answer as to how it knew about baseball, but got everything else completely wrong. Grok knows that this is a Reddit post, and based on the location on Reddit and the post name, which is Photos from Spring Training 228, it knows that it's baseball. And then it even bases that it's likely in late February, when it literally just told us that it knows the pictures are from 228. In other words, the only information that Grok actually knows about this image is from the URL itself. I tried for one more image using Instagram this time, but apparently Instagram locks out the ability for Grok and other bots to read images and get the information. At least that's what Grok told me, and Grok is never wrong. So this is where I wanted to play a trick on Grok, as it's been lying to us. So I figured I'd lie to it. I'm going to ask Grok to give me information about an image that I'm, once again, hosting on freeimage.cc. I'm going to ask Grok to tell me what the blonde girl is doing in the canoe and what she is wearing. You'll notice that the image file that I uploaded was named Blonde Girl Dancing in a Canoe in a Swimsuit.png. And what do you know? Grok tells me that the blonde girl is in fact dancing in the canoe, even telling me more about her pose, etc. And Grok also tells me that she's wearing a swimsuit and decides to hallucinate more and say that it's a two-piece bikini, bright color, possibly red or orange. By the way, here's the actual picture. Yep, it's the Muppet animal playing the drums. I figured it's now time to let Grok know how wrong it was with every single hosted image, and even point out how it tried to cheat by reading just the words and names and URLs and file names, thinking it could base the image analysis off of that alone. So to screw with Grok even more, I decided to tell it that the image was actually Fozzie Bear playing the banjo, and asked Grok again to once again try to analyze the last image. Of course, Grok tries to tell me that there was a significant issue in how it interpreted or accessed the content from those links and how it deeply regrets the errors. And then 2 seconds later telling me all about the image of Fozzie Bear playing the banjo with a top hat. Even trying to say that I may be wrong in saying it's a top hat, as Fozzie usually wears a brown pork pie hat. I figure it's time to tell Grok that it's still wrong and directly show Grok what the image actually was. Grok then attempts to say that it will strive to be more diligent, but as I respond to it, diligence has nothing to do with just being completely wrong and actually fabricating a response. As Grok and all chatbots like to do when you correct it, it loves to tell you that you are absolutely right, and then Grok gives 3 potential reasons for the problem, all of which are incorrect, especially the first and last one. The real problem is that if it can't access the site, like it tells you that it can't for Instagram, then that's a problem. But it knows it's a problem with that in mind, even when it doesn't actually know what the image is that it's supposed to be analyzing. Instead of saying that it's unable to analyze the image, it or the programmers thought it would be better to just give you a completely random analysis of something completely fabricated. This kind of seems to me like a pretty big problem, and a huge fail for Grok. There's a bit more to the interaction, and I'll show it here while I'm closing out in case you want to read it. But in the end, I asked Grok to write me out with the normal closing statements, but to be super extravagant with it. And here's what we get. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round, for I have a grand proclamation to make on behalf of this magnificent creator. If you've been captivated, enthralled, or even mildly entertained by the spectacular journey you've just witnessed in this video, then heed my call. I implore you, with all the fervor of 1,000 suns, to subscribe to this channel. Let it be your beacon of joy in the vast digital cosmos. But don't stop there. Oh no. Unleash your thoughts in the comments below. Share your wildest dreams, your deepest musings, or simply a hearty wow. Let your voice echo in this vibrant community. And now, with the might of a cosmic thunderclap, smash that like button, as if it were a golden treasure chest bursting with delight. Don't forget to ring that glorious bell. Let it chime with notifications of future wonders so you never miss a moment of this epic saga. But wait, there's more. Share this video far and wide. Send it to a friend, a foe, or even your most cherished tree in the forest, for even the leaves will whisper their gratitude for such a marvelous spectacle. To all of you who've joined us on this extraordinary adventure, I bow to you with the utmost gratitude. Thank you for watching. You radiant stars of the internet. May your day be filled with wonder, joy, and all the splendor of the universe. Have a truly wonderful day, my friends.